My Hero Academia follows the tales of adventures of a young teenage boy called Izuku Midoriya, aka Deku. So he lives in a world where superpowers are commonplace. About 80% of the population that's born at this present time are born with some sort of superpower, quirk, or another. But the problem for Deku is that he's actually quirkless. His main goal and aspiration is that he actually wants to become a superhero. In this world and this reality, being a superhero is quite a common profession. A lot of people with quirks go to academies, they train, they join hero agencies, and they go out into the world where they fight villains and bad guys, which are actually other people with quirks that have just decided to live a little bit differently. So Deku actually is kind of like a little bit of a superhero nerd. He has like 13 notebooks where he actually takes notes about the powers, effectiveness, weaknesses, durations, and preferences of his favorite heroes. That's kind of where Deku is coming from. So he's especially fixated on All Might, which I think is a brilliant name for like the kind of like prominent alpha kind of hero in this world. It was only by a chance encounter that Deku actually got to meet All Might, and but through a various chain of events, Deku actually inherits the superpowers of All Might, and armed with these new superpowers, he enrolls into one of the best university or hero academies in the country, so that he can become a superhero and actually take over from All Might of being the symbol of peace. Now, I quite like the setting of this anime. I mean, it's kind of like a little bit of a flip on the normal kind of superhero premise. It's in a place where actually everyone has quirks, but he doesn't. And I feel like for Deku especially, this gives him quite a unique perspective on what it is to be a hero and how to engage with other people around him. I think they let on a few times in that anime that actually everyone that is born with a quirk or emerges with a quirk at an early age, they actually go through kind of like quirk counseling, basically to be like, hey, I know you've got a quirk, but it doesn't mean that you're better than everyone else. It doesn't make you superior in any sort of way. But Deku hasn't really gone down that road in any way. He's always known that he's been at the bottom, and I do think that this gives him a particular perspective on things that is unique from the other heroes that have enrolled into the academy. When it comes to the characters, yeah, okay, we kind of get the typical anime type, like archetypes, the really strict ones, the hotheads, the nerds, the reclusives, the full-in kind of like Maito guys. It makes it feel very familiar, and you understand where everyone stands from the get-go. But I still feel like each individual character still kind of gets a certain level of individuality that you can identify with. I think the fight scenes are quite well thought out. My favourite one was when Deku was going against one of his classmates in the building training, and he was just analysing his moves, going through like his cooldowns and the way that he likes to fight and things like that. And I think everyone is really trying to analyse and understand other people's quirks and how to use their kind of like strengths and weaknesses to their advantage. So I think in that sense it's really well thought out. It's not just like someone can shoot beams from their eyes and that's all they can do. There's actually a kind of like deeper level of understanding as to how and why their powers actually work. One person in particular actually is able to make blasts from his hands, but it's actually from nitroglycerine that's actually excreted from his body. That's how he's actually able to have those powers, but I think that level of depth just leads us into a place where we can be very versatile and be very kind of like verbose in the way that people can use their powers. Now, one of the things that I don't like about it is Deku was a little bit wimpy, whiny, but under the surface I knew I had it in him, but it still pissed me off at the same time. But I know that a lot of this is just around the fact that, hey, this is about his character development. He's going to be the best superhero in the land, and that's not a spoiler. They actually tell you that in the first episode. But yeah, I get why they're doing it. They're kind of like offsetting him against who he's going to be. And we get glimpses of, who he can be, even though in his heroic moments he's still sniffling and crying. The bottom line for me is I really like My Hero Academia. It's got that nice kind of like slice of life, going to school kind of vibe, offset against this kind of like hero, kind of like superhero kind of type anime. I've watched the first season so far. Season 2 is out. I think season 1 is a really good introduction to the world, how it works and what's at stake over the course of My Hero Academia. I really want to find out what you guys think of this anime. Have you watched it before? Are you looking to watch it now based on my recommendation? I'm going to leave a link down to Crunchyroll in the comments down below. I just wanted to share that with you. Those are my thoughts about My Hero Academia. Like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Leave me a comment, let me know what you thought of this review or the actual episodes itself. If you're in the manga, don't spoil anything, okay? Because I'm just starting to read that now ahead of the anime. So please guys, no spoilers, be good, all right? And I'll see you in the next video.